Look at this face. Look at how beautiful. Is this even on? Wait a minute. I got a pop up here. It says go live. Premium account on Twitter requires to create a live broadcast platform. Go live. I don't know if we are live. It looks like we're live. I don't know what this little pop-up thing is. Edit and remove. I'm going to remove it. Remove this destination from stream. No. What the hell is this shit? Save changes. All right. We're good. We're trying to connect this stuff to X, and I think it was X prompting me to go through the motions. So we are connected on X now. So yeah, we're hip, we're cool, and the kids are going to love us because everybody loves X these days. Everybody. There's no exception. That blue sky shit, everybody hates it, but they love X. X marks the spot. All right, you guys. Well, let's get on with the show. All right. Here we go. This is the official intro. Hi, everyone. I'm RT Bear coming to you live from Hack Shack Studios. We have a show for you tonight. Pontificators Wednesday. This is the night. This is the night for you guys. All right. So we got a great show for you. We got the usual suspects, which I'll get in here in a bit, but I want to touch base with all you guys in the chat. And I think we're running smooth. Let's hope. All right. We got Catalyst Vault, Late and Gray. That's me, Late and Gray. We got Stealth X5. X5 sounds like, you sound like one of the, what are they called? The Thunderbirds. Thunderbird Stealth X5. Yeah, you're the ship that's underneath the pool, where the pool kind of moves and then the ship comes out of the pool. Yeah. All right. Flatty One, what's up? Some guy named Rob Hunter. We got Katie Dids. She has a channel and she's like, hey Rob Hunter. Hey Rob Hunter. Looking pretty sporty there. Flatty, all right. Everybody's saying hi to each other, so that means that we're gonna have a killer show. We got Caleb Reynolds. Woo! Hey Art, howdy, Catalyst, Stealth, Flatty, Rob, and Katie. Sweet Mama Jamma. All right. Well, this guy, I'm telling you, he is the man behind the scenes. If it wasn't for this guy, we wouldn't even have a show most of the time. And since Todd Mulrooney's not here, I can heap a bunch of praise on Bob, Comic Book Bob, because otherwise Todd would get all pissed off and start crying and pouting, and then he wouldn't say anything for the rest of the show. But since he's not here, Mr. Bob, Comic Book Bob.
Yeah, Todd ain't
What's
shit.
What did you say?
I said Todd ain't shit.
Todd ain't shit. Well, he's not here, so we can talk shit.
Todd ain't got nothing on me.
He ain't got nothing on you. Yeah, I mean, Bob always finds the best topics, and he's the tech guy behind the scenes. So if something goes wrong, don't blame me, blame Bob.
Yeah.
So how you been, brother?
I'm all right. A little tired. We got a lot. The weather's pretty crappy right now, so hopefully I don't lose a connection.
It's freezing, right? You guys it's snowing.
Yeah, we're in the middle of a snowstorm right now.
Yeah, last night I had to use a blanket.
Oh no.
Oh no.
down there in Texas. It's 54 degrees outside. We're gonna die, man.
It is getting cold. It can get cold and it can snow here. My first year here, it did snow, and I'm not talking about like a little flakes. I mean, it snowed. I mean, there was like a foot of snow on the ground. But anyways, I don't think this guy has to worry about snow, but he does have to worry about alligators and humidity.
Humidity is my kryptonite. I'm not exaggerating. I have felt 12,000% better the last month as it's gotten colder here. And I was just thinking about it the other day. I'm like, why do I feel so good? I feel great. I feel fantastic. I feel recharged. And then I realized, it's not 90 degrees out with 90% humidity.
You know what, Rob?
Yeah.
My wife and I, so we moved to Texas. The humidity is not too bad. It can, I mean, there are days, right? But it's not like every day. And so we took a small vacation, went down to the Disney parks with the kid, and we spent a week there. And holy shit, humidity, because you're in Florida, right?
Yeah. Well, you went to Disney World in Orlando.
Orlando, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so
Brutal.
So we're kind of like, okay, we're making the best of it. One day, I kid you not, we were out in the heat almost all day, and my wife, she just about collapsed. I had to get her out of there with a wheelchair. I'm not kidding you.
No,
she was dehydrated. She was fucked up, man. And so we got back and got some Powerade in her and everything, air conditioned, and she came back to life. But I mean, surviving an amusement park is fucking nuts, man. And so then we came back home, and we were hanging out with a neighbor, and they're like, "Oh man, the humidity is really high today." And we're like, "No, it's not. It is not high. You don't know what high is."
2003, August, Comic-Con, flew from same area in Florida to San Diego, and I didn't know really what to expect because it was my first trip out to California. And I remember getting off the plane and going, but it's August and it's great. This is fantastic, because even when I lived in New York State, August meant high humidity. Now it would cool off dramatically at night, but it's still, the humidity was pretty shitty in New York State too, most of the summer. So I was just kind of like, oh, this is why people spend so much money on a house in San Diego, and they will, hustle and hustle and hustle just so they can live here. The weather was fantastic.
And because you're on the coast, like when I moved from my parents' house, I lived in Huntington Beach, Manhattan Beach, Redondo Beach, and Hermosa Beach. So I always lived at beach areas. And I'll tell you, man, the weather is usually around 70 degrees. There's usually a breeze and zero humidity. So it is prime living. I heard Florida coastline is pretty good too, right?
Well, that's where I am. I'm like 2 minutes from the beach. It's definitely more moderate than if I lived in downtown Tampa or even northern Tampa, where I lived when I did most of my work at DC. Just living in northern Tampa, a lot colder, a lot hotter.
Fuck you thoroughly, Rob.
I've got ocean on one side, and I got the bay on the other.
I don't care
moderate.
About you crying about my hurricane. Oh, a branch fell in my backyard.
Wait, how much snow did you move?
A tree fell in my fence. Tomorrow the high is 0. I went out this afternoon. I didn't want to go out. It was 4 fucking below at 3:00 in the afternoon. And it was getting colder as the day. I saw my nipples freeze off of my chest. They poked right through my shirt, and they just shot into a snowbank.
You know who we have to blame for both of our situations? Ourselves. We have no one else to blame but ourselves.
I blame my family. Here. I blame my fucking Polish and Finnish ancestors.
Clint, it's you could move.
Hey, know what? Let's move from Europe. Let's move from Europe, and let's find a place even fucking colder than when we came from, and let's just lay down roots there and stay here for Pedro's the only smart one here.
I'm not.
Yeah, Pedro.
I'm not. He's wearing a McDonald's shirt. What are you talking about?
No. Tropical paradise. I'm good here.
McDowell's.
Thank you. Pedro found a tropical paradise. Is good here. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Clint, you could move whenever you want. I moved out of New York State.
Hey, you know what? I just assumed freeze is fry, man. I lived in Florida for 3 years when I was going to school. And I've never in any other place, even in the middle of the summertime, never walked outside. And the first thought that popped in my head was I should have put deodorant on my balls.
Well, I lived through the whole FedEx in my pages to the companies. So in the wintertime, it gets really interesting when I know that the FedEx station is an hour away and it's snowing and I have an hour before the plane leaves the FedEx station to deliver those pages. And I'm racing down the hill going, if I get a car accident, is it my fault? Do I tell my editor that I got a car accident? How do I work this? So those memories made Florida look so much better. No more racing to the, and now, of course, no one does FedEx anyways.
And that's what I was just going to say, because that was like a generational thing. Because I remember being in studios where every artist knew when the last FedEx pickup was.
And where the boxes, what time
and they were literally throwing one page in with their FedEx account and throwing it off at the last very second.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I was like, this can't be the way we're doing business, but it was.
Yes. Todd McFarlane has stories about his assistant driving him. Wow. And he's finishing heads in the car as they get on FedEx.
Oh, God.
Oh, I got some crazy stories about Federal Express. In the day, like at Marvel on the X books, there was a budget, right? So we were authorized to use TWA Next and Delta Dash. Those are flights that will get the same destination within the same day. Like, it's like $100 a pop, right? And in those days, that was a lot of money, right? So we would be, like you're saying, we would be finishing up, these pages like down to the last minute. We'd schedule the Delta Dash, we find out, and we wouldn't literally drive on the tarmac, but the parking lot and everything, it was right there. We could see the plane and everything. Yeah. And so we handed that person, and we could see that person haul ass out to the plane and give it to the guy just before the plane took off. It was crazy. So then we really pushed a deadline on one of the X books. And so one of my assistants, Chris, his dad worked for TWA. And so he can fly standby at any time. And so he was like, "Hey, Art, don't worry about the deadline." He goes, "I'll schedule like a TWA and I can fly standby and we'll have it to him in the morning." And so he scheduled it. He worked out the flight and everything. So we worked up to that moment, gave him the page. These weren't even pages. Like we were working a page at a time. Like these were $100 a pop, But anyway, so Chris got on the flight with the page, flew to New York City from California, and hand delivered the page to Bob Harris.
Wow. The FedEx where I would have to race, which was an hour away, the little FedEx station, the plane would be parked behind the FedEx station, and it was right off the airport. Like I literally saw the lady take my FedEx that I handed to her. Like the deadline was 7 o'clock, and I handed it to her like 10 after 7. I watched her walk it out to the plane and put it in the plane. It was one of those small, two-prop planes.
I used to date a lady that worked in an airline. Never used her like that.
Oh.
Hey, anyways, welcome, Pedro. Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Wow, brother. Yeah.
It's alive.
No, okay, guys. It's December. It's kind of crazy down here, and I've been missing in action, but I have a huge Latin American family, and December just becomes crazy.
Are there any other
disappear.
kind of Latin families other than
Yeah, they're huge. They only do sex.
You guys like to make babies down there.
I mean, the TV sucks. That's why. Like we got cable like 2 years ago.
There's nothing better to do.
Yeah, exactly. And people are half naked because it's so hot. So yeah, people do
other things.
The horizontal mambo.
Oh.
Yeah.
I would much rather do that than watch TV anyway. So
yeah.
I think most people would.
After a while, you start shaping. So
the thing is, sometimes you can combo things. You can watch TV and do the horizontal mambo.
Yeah, we're lube. Like, for example, I have this right here. This is like mosquito repellent and lubricant. So
that's gotta sting.
Well, if there's an area you want keeps off your mosquitoes off of, and you want it lubed, that makes perfect sense.
Yes, sir.
That's true.
Yes,
That's
sir.
True.
Oh, another hot weather advice. You were talking about deodorant in your bowls. Talcum.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
baby
dude.
powder your balls.
Dude, I had
your
so much. Dude,
fresh-
I had so much powder on my sack. It looked like I was molesting
Yeah,
donuts.
but doesn't it cake up? Doesn't
No,
it?
Oh,
cake
it
up?
depends. I mean, it depends.
Well, you wash yourself after
Yeah.
the day, Art.
I like
mean, my
I
God.
like one of those Gold Bond. I like one of those Gold Bond guns where you just shoot it and it's just a puff of
Yeah, I mean, make
Just
it look like
walk
a
into
beignet.
just
Make-
walk into the fog.
Yeah, make it look like a hairy beignet, and you'll be fine. Yeah.
I don't have any of those
That was
problems.
like
I'm
my
glad.
entire 3 years in college down there was like just a cloud of swamp ass and nut fog.
All I
3
know
years?
is when we were looking for homes, there
Not
were
for?
places that you could get beautiful
Fast track.
beautiful mansions
Ah.
where it snows, and I'm like, no. And my wife's like, cold is good, and I'm like, no, it's not. So all of those were off the table, and then Florida. I kind of like Florida, like Tampa, like some of the beach areas are pretty nice, but that humidity. But the deal breaker for Florida for me was those damn alligators.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
What?
I don't give a crap about the alligators.
Oh, you almost never see alligators.
They just stare at you.
Dude, like I was at my friend lives in Hialeah Lakes. I don't know what's close to that. And there's lakes all around his family's property. Just gorgeous, you know.
Full of gators.
Yeah, and then I go, you ever go in there? This is when I was younger. I was like, you ever go swimming in there? Because like California's dry as a desert. And he's like, oh shit, we don't even go on the shore. And I'm like, why not? He goes, there's gators and snakes in there. I'm like, so what? And so then we started walking, and there was a golf course next to his house. 7-foot alligators just walking on the green like they own the place. Like
Because they do.
These things could eat you.
Yes.
They
Yeah, but the thing is, like, I would be more concerned about the snakes than the alligators. The alligators won't bother you a lot at all, but snakes. And down here we have like tiny, itsy bitsy, like very venomous frogs. Like the Aborigines will like wet the tips of their arrows with that shit. Like that will kill you in 20 minutes.
You guys
Is
are
that
the
the dart
Australia
frog?
of the freaking jungles. What you are?
Yeah,
That's the dart frog.
Oh no, we have the golden frog, we have the green spotted frog, we got the dark frog. There's like eight different.
It's like 8 that'll kill you.
You have your choice of frogs that will kill you.
Yeah.
Hey, Art, you need to pitch Ethan for one of his cyberfrog books, man. Like the evil alternate universe, dark frog or something.
Dark frog, yeah.
Pedro can do all the research for him.
Yeah, the thing is, Pedro, we have a few of those like really deadly frogs here, and what Arrow does, like they just don't know, right? They'll stick their nose, like we have this thing called rope. It's like monkey grass or whatever it is, and he'll just stick his nose right in there, and I'm like, I'm trying to train him, don't do that, and I've been doing like it's winter time, so it's cooling off here. So I'm doing some like yard stuff, and I'm moving these big old rocks, right? And the last 2 days, I've killed 3 freaking snakes. I guess they just like to burrow in the rock because they're getting ready for the winter or whatever.
But what do you got up there? Like copperheads? What
mostly copperheads. And the thing is, like unlike rattlesnakes, copperheads they come in twos. Yeah. Like I've never just seen one,
dude. I got a copperhead story for you, man.
Yeah, just like Frito Lays.
My cousins, when we were kids,
just like people.
Yeah,
when we were kids, my cousins live in Kentucky. And we went to my aunt's farm one year for Easter, and we're just out playing. And her youngest son comes running up, and he's like, and he puts his hand in his pocket, and he pulls out a handful of baby copperheads.
No.
Oops.
And those are like more dangerous.
Yeah,
and his mother, she's smacked his hand and knocked them all over the place. She's like, "Oh my god!" He thought they were worms or something.
Oh yeah, the babies are the most poisonous. It's more concentrated.
In other words,
it's like they're not more poisonous. They're
they'll
keep agitated. They'll strike you multiple times. Yeah,
he must have had like 5 or 6 of them, dude. Man,
they have no venom economy. That's the thing. Like,
yes.
Because like rattlesnakes, like they'll strike you like a mature one, but they won't necessarily inject you. I guess they have some kind of control over that. But I'll tell you,
they know exactly how much they need to kill you. Like a baby's just like, you know.
Yeah, there you go. That's
And I guess I shouldn't bitch because the one thing I don't have to worry about when it's 3 below zero this afternoon is there aren't any fucking snakes that are going to kill me.
Hey, yeah, and all the mosquitoes are all burning in hell right now.
Yeah.
Wait.
Now, if I slip and I hit my head
snakes.
and I fall down and fall asleep for an hour, then I'm going to freeze to death. But that's
or get caught by a
than
dog.
Venom bite.
Did you come up with a new supervillain? Like Arctic Snake or something? Oh, the visuals.
Darren has a character from Clint. It's called Morning Wood. So that could be fun.
That's solid.
But anyways, yeah,
Like
I mean, we all have different weather conditions,
Yeah.
for better or for worse. I'm just glad I don't live anywhere you guys do. So, except for maybe Pedro.
I think unless you can afford it, like living in La Jolla or like Malibu, you know, where it's 82 every day and you're by the ocean. I think there's something wrong with every other place you live, depending mudslides, hurricanes, snowstorms,
I don't know.
freezing weather.
I love it here. Like wildlife only kills stupid people. So, yeah, because that's the thing. Like that, those are the only ones who go into the jungle. Like, oh, let's have fun. Like, yeah, sure, have fun. It was nice knowing you.
You can avoid the snakes when you don't
when
you have a brain in your head.
Yeah, like two days ago, I killed a scorpion right next to the water tank. But dude, it was
them things love water, man.
When you see them, you kill them, and then you don't have to deal with them later. Yeah,
we used to get those in the house too in California.
Yeah.
The thing is, if they sting you, they'll make you sick, but they won't kill you.
Oh, Panamanian scorpions will kill you.
Oh, they will kill you.
Yes. There's one in particular. There's no antidote for it, but
nice.
It's been a specific area of the mountains. So you have to really go in there looking for it.
Well, I take it back. I don't want to live where you lived, and I'm glad I live where.
No. There's areas like Panama City. It's completely devoid of animal life. We kill everything. We just
everything was killed or eaten.
They deforest the place. So
no, actually, we are the only city that has like a national park that it's like the jungle, like right next to the city. But once you get in there, then you see like the 4-foot spiders and all the good stuff.
Not in your house.
Yeah, not in the house. I'm a great person for tourism.
Yeah, okay. Well, good to know. I told my wife I don't want to move anywhere that can kill me. So freezing cold weather. I saw some guy. He was shoveling. God, what is that? 2.5 feet of snow off his rooftop, and you have to take that shit off because it weighs.
It'll collapse your roof.
You don't want your roof to collapse. Mm-hmm. No, thank you. Or like you get those storms where you can't open the front door; it's all the way out.
We haven't had one of those in a while, but with like last year we had about 1.5 feet.
Haven't you seen that? I don't know if it's Thailand or Cambodia or one of those countries. Like they have like this tall building, and there's like hurricane winds, like basically sucking people out of the apartments. Like, it was on the news this morning. I was looking at that like, oh.
I always love when Art's California comes out when he starts talking about stuff.
No. I know
your door froze shut.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man. I don't want that. Yeah. I don't want to be reminded that you could die. Like you could literally, you could be.
I want to die. I just want to know about it. Yeah.
Oh, don't get in the car then.
In your own house, you could die in your own house. You can't get out.
I have relatives who have died because they were drunk and they fell on their way home from the bar and they hit their head and they froze to death overnight. And then it is routine. It is routine for who is going to go through the ice first in their pickup truck when they're ice fishing, because they're so eager to get out and ice fish before the ice is 6 inches thick.
Yeah,
So
you-
like
you-
there's
yeah.
dudes that are racing out on their pickup trucks to ice fish and be the first to get like the good hole for the ice fishing
Ooh.
that go through the ice with the pickup trucks.
Yeah,
and
you
it
can steal
happens
my ticket on that crap.
every year.
What's up, Todd?
That's great. That's crazy. Hey, Todd, what's up? That's
Hold on.
insane.
I don't know, but falling drunk and freezing to death sounds very peaceful to me.
Oh,
Yeah, I bet.
No,
That's
it's a
great.
good way.
Well, you're not gonna
There's
you're
worse,
not gonna
there's worse
know.
ways to go.
Yeah.
But never underestimate people's ability to do something dumb to die.
Oh, you got to hear this, okay? He didn't die, but we were partying like in my youth.
Oh.
We used to
No.
party pretty hard, right? So Greg, my friend, it's the end of the night. We're looking for Greg. Where's Greg? Oh, he probably scored. That's usually the thing you go to when you can't find your friend, right? Went off with some girl or something. And so then we just left. And then so next day, go to Greg's house. Hey, Greg, like talking to his mom. Where's Greg? Where's Greg? Oh, he didn't come home last night.
Oh no.
Oh shit. So then, I'm not, as a guy, you don't overly get concerned about your friends. You're like, oh my God, what happened to Greg, right? So then just throughout the day, I'm just kind of like, the morning, I'm like, I should check up on him. So I went back to the party site, right? And so what happened is there's ivy. I don't know if you guys get there's ivy that could grow 2 feet thick, right? And so he passed out in this ivy. And if you guys ever been around ivy's really moist. It holds water, and there's a ton of snails. This guy, when I found him, he was still passed out on his back.
Oh no!
Covered with snails.
Oh.
I have a story of a friend who disappeared, but he did score.
The snails do damage, or
no, not really. They leave you full of hickeys though.
Yeah, there's
they do little suction things.
Yeah, they're like little red spots. Yeah.
Oh.
No, but I have this friend. The story's pretty similar to ours. He disappeared. He scored. We're at college the next day, and he comes and he has like a welt all through his face like that.
Oh.
Because the girl was nuts.
Oh.
That's kind of a good story.
Oh, dude, but
I don't know if I want her to suck me halfway across my face.
No, dude.
I didn't tell this this is my horror story with ladies. Okay, so I'm out. There's this girl, right? And so we're getting along, right? And so then somewhere along the line, she needed a ride home, so I gave her a ride home. But I was already going, she's crazy. This girl's crazy. So nothing's is gonna happen. I know good enough. You can do it, but there's baggage, right? That comes
Plus one.
Right?
One.
So I drop her off at her mom's house. So anyway, so then I go back to my apartment. It was apartment 3 in Huntington Beach, and we never locked the door. We were like a block from the beach. We never locked the door, and this girl knew it. She knew my roommate. And so I wake up and she's on me. And I was just like, whoa, get out of here. It was scarier than all shit. But anyway, that's my fatal attraction. I don't want to get into more details, but
whoa, you just left out all the good details.
Yeah.
What the?
The crazy ones are, you don't want to.
That's the thing when you're a musician.
Fun for a little bit.
But when they know where you live, when they know
Yeah,
your real name and they know where you live,
when you're young, you change addresses.
Yeah, you need to
Yeah,
move
you
cities.
just move.
Once that happens, you need to move cities. Yeah.
I didn't need it that bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Bob's got a good topic. Pontificators pontificating. So we're going to get into some of the Marvel cinematic news here. So what do you got, Bob? Give us an update.
Okay, and we're going to shade this here and do this and
The car wreck that is the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
Yes, the car wreck that is the Sony Spider-Man less verse.
Craven is going to save everything.
Yeah. Sony
Oh,
Marvel
yeah.
spin-off films are done, but Spider-Man will continue. So basically, for any guys know, the last couple of Spider-Man villain movies basically shit the bed,
Yep.
and they were kind of hoping that Craven might turn things around, and now the expectation is that Craven is going to do worse than Madam Web.
Oh my God.
Madam Web made a little over 15 million with the debut, and they're predicting that Craven's going to do between 13 and 15 million.
Ooh.
No.
So wait,
that's
are these still like 100 million plus?
100. Yeah, I got it right here. So let me see here.
I mean, Craven looks like an Eastern European porn film.
Yeah.
All
So
this stuff it's just not appealing.
Craven cost 110 million. And that's just that, and that's not before you add the marketing budget, which the marketing budget is usually between 80 and 100 million as well.
Yeah,
so somewhere around 220, 200 million, 210 million dollars. It is predicted to open between 13 and 15 million in domestic theaters.
Yeah.
So they didn't even get their advertising budget back. Like they probably barely paid for like craft services.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're estimating
it's
gonna probably finish out with right around like 300 million worldwide, which is that's not good. You generally gotta make because you gotta pay back your not just whatever money you make, you gotta pay your investors and everything. They're predicting that this thing's not going to make it. It's probably going to lose anywhere about close to what Madam Web did, which was about 80 million.
Well, the first 2 weeks they get most of the money back from movie theaters, but like Chinese theaters, that's completely different. I've heard people say that you really don't get that money back. It always gets invested in some other Chinese company.
Yeah.
So
just to give you an idea, Madam Web had a budget of 80 million and earned about 97 million globally. So that's that's about $180 million after marketing, and it only made 97 million. They're thinking this thing's going to make even like it may make less than that.
But even at 90 million, it didn't break even.
No, it didn't even make
the advertising budget.
Right.
With that, then they lost probably 100K at least.
I think this thing where they're thinking that Craven's going to make 300 million, I think that's a pipe dream. I think it's going to make that's probably about 100 million, just like Madam Web did.
Okay, let me ask you how you guys feel about, like, as soon as I saw this actor announced to be Craven, I was like, it's all wrong. I don't know who the actor's the guy who played Quicksilver in one of the
he played Kick-Ass as well.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I don't really know, but
he's really good.
He's too young.
Yeah,
he's too young. First of all.
Well, the whole reason Aaron Taylor Johnson, the whole reason they put him in the movie is because he's pretty.
Yeah.
And they're hoping the women, basically they're trying to get the women to go see this movie because he's like, oh, he's got his shirt off.
Yeah. He's like the it guy. He's one of those guys. They're like, he's in a production thing and they're trying to find
have you guys seen
vehicle for him to pop in?
Have you guys seen
Bullet Train? Him and
Bullet Train,
But all this stuff comes down to Amy Pascal, I think.
Yeah. Well, Bullet Train, the reason why people remember Bullet Train was like an ensemble cast.
Yeah. But the thing is that he portrayed the action guy well on Bullet Train.
No,
that's the old guy.
And to be fair, the people are saying is that the action scenes are actually decent.
Yeah.
So, but they said because they were so desperate, they released the first 8 minutes on the internet so people could see it, and everybody that's seen it said the first 8 minutes are actually pretty good. The rest of the movie sucks.
Yeah, the thing is that Craven should be somebody older.
Yeah.
Well,
they've got the baggage of Madam Web and Morbius. And it's just
Logic's got a good point. Only Spider-Man fans know who Craven is.
Exactly.
Nobody has any reason to give a shit about this guy.
Exactly.
How about the fact that these are all Spider-Man villains that should be the villains in a Spider-Man movie?
Just like because it's just like heroes.
That's it.
Heroes are usually defined by their villains. The villains are definitely defined by the hero. Yeah. So if you can't have a Spider-Man movie without Spider-Man.
The
And
thing is,
we heard these rumors. We heard these rumors like probably like 6, 7, 8 years ago that Sony was gonna do the Spider-Man villain verse. They were gonna do what's the I'm forgetting the name.
Oh, Sinister Six.
Sinister Six. They were gonna do the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
This is what they were talking about.
Yeah.
It's played out. Then the very first Venom movie was well done. That was a good movie.
It was okay. It
was a solid, like, you can watch it on a Sunday afternoon if you're flipping through your cable channel.
Yeah, but this is like Venom was
Everything else
iconic
has been
enough.
garbage. Everything else has been
Well,
garbage.
here's the thing. I've got the numbers for these movies. So the Venom movie, the first Venom movie, actually did pretty good. The first Venom movie, it had a budget of roughly after marketing about roughly $220 million. It grossed $213 million domestically and $856 million globally. So it was a fairly decent hit.
Your average person that doesn't know all the Spider-Man lore like us can sit and watch that movie and be like, "Oh, that was entertaining. That was good. That was a good movie."
Here's the thing.
That's where they lose this money because
also they have star power.
We'll show up to watch these movies to see if they suck or not. And
but here's the thing though. The very next movie.
Wait a minute, Bob.
Okay.
This is not racist because my mom said it. But when I was watching Venom, she's like, "Oh, you're watching Black Spider-Man."
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. The very next movie, Venom: Let There Be Carnage. Everybody was so excited for Carnage.
Yeah.
That movie made almost $350 million less.
Yeah.
It cost about $10 million more. It grossed roughly the same domestically and only $506 million worldwide.
That's purple shit.
Yeah, and then this last one, the third one, was the most expensive one. It was roughly $130 million, not including the marketing budget, and it only made $470 million.
Yeah.
Well, let's back up for a minute to the Sinister Six. I think Clint brought it up. Like they should have executed that and stayed with it because they did have star power. They had Michael Keaton as the Vulture. Like they set it up, and it was based on a Spider-Man movie. Like I don't know why they pushed out on finishing it up, but that actually could have worked. They just kind of dumped that whole storyline like it didn't even exist. But they were hinting at a bigger story, and I think if they were going to do a Sinister Six story, have them united, but you still have to have Spider-Man.
You have to have Spider-Man.
Who are they being united against?
Who
are they? Why are there 6 of them, and why are they all together? They're together because they're going to take down Spider-Man. They're trying to create these franchise without the character, and it really simply can't be done.
It's not just that. They're taking all the villains and turning them into anti-heroes.
Yeah.
That's not going to work. Why are they going to go after Spider-Man if they're all anti-heroes?
Well, they have to because they have to be heroes in their own movie, right? So they're changing the character because you have to somewhat like the villain. But
that's why these villain movies are failing, is because they don't work as heroes.
Agree with you.
Well,
I'm not arguing.
I have a question for you guys. Why was Tom Brady in the Spider-Man movie? Remember Vulture killed him by accident?
Yeah.
Tom Brady?
Tom Brady. The Venom guy, the Venom actor.
Oh,
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy was in Spider-Man.
No. Tom Brady played. He was the Patriots quarterback, and then when he went down to Tampa Bay, he became Venom.
Yeah. But Tom Hardy was one of the Vulture, one of the guys in the gang. Tom Hardy was actually
about it. You could have Michael Keaton, Tom Hardy. Like if you start
Tom Brady,
Tom Brady,
yeah,
and Tom Brady throw the touchdown. Then all of a sudden you have marketability. But if you don't really have that, then you don't have anything. To be honest, the best part of that Spider-Man movie was Michael Keaton. That guy. They built a great backstory for the character. They built like a believable reason for him to do what he was doing and all that other stuff. So for me, I was like, you could base a franchise off of Michael Keaton. It's been done before,
Well,
but you're not going to
villain
let
in a
guys
Michael
like
Spider-Man
Keaton
movie.
was a villain. That's what
in
I'm
a
saying.
Spider-Man
though.
movie.
Yes.
Yeah, so it works.
This is where everything goes off the rails because Amy Pascal doesn't understand any of this. This is like John Peters being Streisand's hairdresser and getting the rights to Batman. Like these are people that don't understand the properties, but they just get something thrown into their laps, and they know there's money involved, but they have no idea of any backstory. They are not qualified for the position they're in. And that's Amy Pascal. She has the Spider-Man rights through Sony.
Yeah.
Oh, she
And
does?
she's got them locked in, and she's never going to let go of them because she knows it's the only thing that's going to make her money. But she has no clue how to handle it. Kevin Feige talked her into. Kevin Feige must have just like finessed her perfectly to let Spider-Man stay in the Marvel. Maybe that too. Maybe a little molesting, a little bit side boob, a little bit of the outside action. But whatever he did, whatever he did, good Spider-Man movies came out of it because he understood the characters. Amy Pascal is just some middle-aged chick who has a little bit of power, and she has her hooks into Spider-Man. She'll never let go.
Well,
but I don't know. Like, wouldn't she make more money if she allows people to make a good Spider-Man movie?
She'd have to be smart enough to understand that.
Not. You can either make one Spider-Man movie every 2 years, and she gets a producer check for it. Yep. Or she said, well, we'll make one Spider-Man movie every 3 years, and then every year we'll make a villain movie, and that's a lot more checks. That's all she does.
They're doing it because they're trying to exist outside of the Marvel universe. They're in a major pissing contest with the Disney Marvel, and so they're trying to sustain life outside of that. And they're doing it in the worst of ways, and it's failing each and every time because the whole premise is flawed. Like what Bob has been saying over and over again. You can't do it. The villains aren't the heroes of the story. They have to be villains.
Yeah,
so who wants
the villains
to watch a movie for 2 hours without some kind of sympathy for the character? So if they're just pure villain and you're watching it for 2 hours, no one's gonna do that. So they keep trying to change the character to make them somewhat likable so you can watch them for 2 hours. I think one of the best things that was done is like if you think about a villain that was turned into kind of like a likable character, is that the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is that Johnny Depp character is a bad guy. He's a freaking he's a rapist. He's all those things, and they hint at it, but they never have him do anything. But what they do is they introduce a worse villain. And this villain is not sympathetic, and he's a real pirate. Like that Barbossa is a real pirate. He's not like that flamboyant, like Johnny Depp pirate. And so that guy wrongs this other guy. And so not that Johnny Depp is on a redemption arc, but it's some type of redemption arc that at least you can feel for him. You can go along with it. He got his boat stolen. He's got all this stuff, that's against him and everything. And so then I'll tell you, like just mechanically or just creatively, that was one of the best villain, likable villains in a movie I've seen in a long time. And it was very well constructed because it's like how do you make a movie about a rapist for 2 hours, right?
Well, okay, I have an example. I have an example on that. I mean, maybe it's because I'm a psychopath, but I love No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah, dude.
And that guy stayed evil the whole time. Like there was no redemption to him.
You can do a villain movie like that.
Yes, you can. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like what you do is you kind of do it like the way they did it in the Ultimate Universe with like Doc Ock. Doc Ock becomes a villain because of what Norman Osborn does to him. And so you can understand it, but at the same time he goes so far off the deep end, you can't justify what he does.
Yeah.
You could
Right,
do
but at
something
the
like
same
that.
time, it works. It works when you have Spider-Man in the story.
Right.
Yeah.
It's harder to sell when you don't have a hero in the story. And
Right.
so, like if you did Craven, like the thing is, I don't even know how you would make that work. You know what I mean?
I would have done like because apparently they do this stupid thing where he gets.
Well,
some,
let me back up and
Okay,
just
go ahead.
and say what the premise is. The premise is this guy's a hunter, and so Spider-Man's the ultimate prey, right?
That's why he does it.
That's interesting, right? Because you like Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's a formidable foe. So, boom, it's a quick sell. It's easy. But without Spider-Man, what do?
Yeah.
Go ahead,
So,
Bob.
so this movie, what they could have done, because apparently one of the dumb things that they do is he gets, when he's young, he gets injured, and then a lion's blood drips into his eyeball or something,
Oh no!
Yeah,
and he
that'll
gets
work.
animal powers,
Radioactive.
which is nowhere near as cool as the way it happens in actual Spider-Man, where he gets it from Taboo the Witch.
Yeah.
You know, but you have that happen where like, and then just like over the course of the movie, okay, so he goes after the bad guys, maybe, but as he's doing this, he becomes more and more like obsessed with the hunt, like it starts to take over him. So by the end, now he's just like, I gotta find them. It's the prey. I gotta have it. And then he sees Spider-Man. He's like, that's it. That's what I want.
Well, look at the
Yeah, but
Predator.
isn't-
Like, just do it like a Predator movie.
Yeah.
You know, like Predator is he does it for the sport. Like, you don't really overly have to motivate Craven, but you still have to have him rail against something.
Yeah, but
Right?
that's the thing that you guys were
Predator
talking
works
about.
because there's heroes. There's Arnold. You know, there are heroes in the movie. But without that, I think it becomes a very hard sell.
It does.
But that's the thing,
that
like-
would be better than what they're
But
doing.
what if you? But what if you do a lot of sit-ups? I mean, like not just a normal amount
Yeah.
of sit-ups.
That's
Oh,
One
then
Punch Man.
it's
That's One
really-
Punch Man.
Like way more sit-ups than Rob is doing. Way more sit-ups than any of us are doing all together combined.
wait,
Like,
wait, you can't
You do so
without
many
pizza?
sit-ups that like
Without
you can,
pizza.
like, you can like put like slices of cheese between your abdomen and like make a nice ham and cheese sandwich. Like
Sweaty.
would that be enough to make a movie really good? Because I mean, abdominal muscles. I mean,
They do
I don't personally care about them, but I've heard.
You know they're there.
I've heard Pedro and like other people have talked about
Yeah.
abdominal
Abs.
muscles are impressive to some people.
You know what? I don't
Me
like abs.
personally,
I don't
no.
like
Me
abs,
personally,
but I
no.
do like six packs.
I'm not the target demographic.
yeah, like
But
Pat-
that's the thing, like that you guys were talking about producers that don't understand the product. So Craven was bewitched. Oh, look at that! That's sexy. Oh my god, just like a bagel.
God damn,
Okay.
I was like, thank you, Art.
Yeah.
I don't have to bleach my eyes.
You cheated. You cheated everyone out of the treasure trail.
Oh, we saw enough. We saw
Yeah,
enough.
that was the money shot
But
right there.
Lux Finest makes a
You
good
you
point. What would
don't understand how
what would
much
make a
money
Lux
you were going to
Finest?
make on YouTube tonight.
Oh, okay.
super chats.
Gotta
Yeah,
pay people.
Would you make a Lex Luthor or a General Zod's standalone film? These lazy writers deconstruct
Yeah.
heroes because they
Yeah.
aren't talented enough to write hero stories.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
The whole thing with Sony comes down to this: they could have built a Spider-Man universe, like start with him when he's young, when he's a kid in high school, and slowly build it up over a
Yep.
course of like 4 or 5 movies. They didn't want to do that. They wanted dividends now.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well,
didn't
they don't
wanna-
want
they
to
didn't
deal
wanna do
with
that, Marvel.
that goes back to
Marvel.
the producers. That goes back to the producers.
Yeah,
being
exactly.
Short-sighted and money grabbing.
Right.
Well, they don't want to deal with Marvel. I guarantee you, they want. Is it?
They didn't have to deal with Marvel.
They don't want to
They
be.
had Spider-Man.
They want something that they can create and do themselves without the baggage of the Spider-Man character. But the thing is, like, fucking kiss and make up. Like, you have a bankable character. You both can make money. Just be smart about it. But what they're going to do is they're just going to destroy everything. They're going to destroy all these villains. So even if
They already
Marvel,
They're doing
Yeah,
it
it's-
right
it's
now.
over.
They're doing it
like
right
a
now.
great Spider-Man movie, they're not going to be able to do it because all these villains have been, they all have baggage and they're all been kind of ruined in their own way.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of these movie producers at Sony do not know how to produce movies. Like Amy
They-
Pascal latched
they
on
don't
to Kevin
understand the
Feige
product.
because of his success, But everything they've done outside of that has just been like a quick
The
money grab.
only real success was the first Venom movie, and then
That was good.
and then the Into the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And
That's it.
I guarantee that's a different production company under
It is.
Pascal that are protected,
It
because
is.
a lot of this stuff is about the contracts, and like I bet you the animation contracts are kind of protected. Todd, you go for it.
Hit us with some wisdom, Todd.
No, Art's such a dick.
No, I accidentally did that. I'm sorry. Here you go. It's your moment.
It was deliberate.
There must be something we don't know, because one of the greatest stories is Craven's Last Hunt.
Yes.
Yeah.
You need, like, Andrew Garfield would work, because I do like an older Spider-Man in this
For sure.
for this type of movie, but this guy isn't the right Craven.
Spider-Man. You need Spider-Man.
Yeah, I kind of like the Aquaman guy who could play.
The
guy who played Negan in Walking Dead.
Or the guy who played Deathstroke in the Justice League.
Negan is too skinny. That dude is tall and skinny. He's really skinny.
But there must be a reason that, you're not heading towards that movie by what you've seen so far by any movies, right?
Yeah.
So there must be a way. They must be saying you're not getting that. You can do your own material, but we're not allowing you to do that.
Yeah.
Somebody must be holding that back for the right cast, the right Spider-Man, whatever.
I think a big part of what's going on is Amy Pascal wants to create a universe of heroes and whatnot that they can do like Marvel. They've got the Spider-Man license, so let's just turn the villains into anti-heroes, and we can do that. She's doing the same thing that everybody else did by trying to create a universe. Instead of focusing on the property that they have, Spider-Man, and creating the Spider-Man around him, they want to create something that they could do like 10 different friggin' movies for.
Okay, you could go that way, but go that way smartly, not with the villains. Maybe you bring in like Dominic Fortune or
there's not that much thinking involved. This is a money grab, pure and simple. These are people that know if they get put into these movies, whether directors or producers or whatever, they'll make enough money that they'll get their bit out of it, even if the movie isn't successful. So they don't care about the story. They don't care about being true to the character. They just want to get the movie greenlit so it can be made and they can get their money out of it, whether the movie makes money for the studio, whether it's popular or successful. They don't care about that. It's a job for them.
Yeah. And they've got other characters. They've got other hero characters in Peter's life.
They don't care about the characters.
I know they don't, but I'm just saying, if they wanted to do that, they have a way to do it where it would work. They just don't want to.
If they put a minimum amount of effort, all of these movies could work. They're lazy Hollywood leeches.
Yeah, they have
the problem is that
they just want to get their money out and live in their mansion. And whatever Hollywood people do,
be invited to a Didi party.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They want to be at their Didi party.
It's actually kind of the same thing with comics. It's pump out content. It's pump out content.
Yes, exactly.
They pump.
And that's it. That's all that matters. Just pump out content. Flood the market.
The thing is, like, I guarantee when they look at like something like Joker and they go, "Oh, the first Joker was a big success. You could do a villain movie. You could do a villain movie." Because also, I mean, the second one failed, but the first one was a big success. But also, you got to keep in mind, Joker it's huge. Like everybody knows Joker. Joker's iconic. Joker is a household name in most places, right? But Craven is not. Venom is not. These characters are not. So there's no marquee value. One, there aren't actors like that Craven. That no one cares about that actor. There's no star power to sell it, and the character itself has no marketability. There's nothing in the mainstream that really is Craven. There's nothing that backs it. Nobody knows who this character is. All those things. So you can't just drop this bomb on people, without a good story, without something that stands on its own. You can't just drop this in the middle of or put the Marvel name on it and then expect it to sell. And that's what they're doing. Like, the only way this would work is if you really, really wrote a compelling Craven story and had a great actor and had it where it stood on its own, right? Where all these problems that we're bringing up, you work through all those problems, you have a compelling trailer, you have a compelling story, and then people will go see it. So you don't necessarily need the star power or the name if you have those other elements, but they don't have any of those things. They don't have a compelling story. They don't have an actor. They don't have a recognizable character. They don't have anything. The only thing they have is that Marvel brand. Sony doesn't even bring anything to the table. They just have the Marvel brand. And I'm sorry, they burned that bridge. So there's absolutely no there's no marketing value in this movie.
Yeah. They're not even wearing pants.
Peter has allies that they could do stuff with. He's got Black Cat. He's got Flash Thompson. He's got Harry Osborn. He's got people like J. Jonah Jameson. He's got Robbie Robertson, Ben Ure.
I would love a J. Jonah Jameson movie.
Dude, how badass I would love to see like a detective movie based around the Daily Bugle.
But you're counting on the people that have the rights to these properties knowing what they're doing. And
they don't.
That's what happens when you don't know what you have.
Yeah.
Let's face it, they really messed up when they gave Peter Parker Miles Morales' friends.
Yeah.
That was really a dumb move, because if you're really going to build something, then you could even start with Miles Morales.
You could do a whole Miles Morales universe and make money.
You gotta get younger
with the cartoons, right?
That's what they're doing with the Into the Spider-Verse movie.
Yeah, that's what
you can't dip in the well with Robert Downey Jr. just to save.
Oh God.
Oh yeah,
that's not gonna
that Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom movie is so freaking Hollywood.
Dude, yeah, you know what? And that whole thing,
and just what's I'm forgetting the word where you keep nepotism. It's just nepotism.
Yeah.
Oh, Robert Downey Jr. got us here, so let's just keep him. Let's throw him a bone and keep him on for a little bit longer. How can we do it?
He's getting up there in the years.
Hollywood nepotism.
Yeah, like the things like Robert Downey Jr. is getting up there in the years. He turned vegan and he looks like a prune.
And it shows you the way these directors and producers and actors are all like nepotistic towards each other, because Marvel has already created the multiverse, so you can bring new Iron Man in, you can bring younger Captain America in, but these guys are like all hooked into each other and they're all patting each other's backs.
The thing is
they've already proven they can't do it.
They don't understand these characters were not created to be replaced. They were created to be timeless. You can cast new actors.
No, you can't. You have to move on. I don't think you can do anything. Look at what they tried to do with Falcon. They tried to turn Falcon into Captain America.
Oh, you mean
preachy Captain America?
You mean Blacked in America?
Oh, how dare you! I like to think of him as preachy America.
Well, that movie's gonna die. That movie is already dead.
Oh,
that movie's gonna ship. R.I.P.
I'm embarrassed for my people because of that.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm excited.
I'm not.
For it.
It's going to be a friggin' train wreck. It's going to have some really cool action in it. The story's going to be terrible.
Yeah,
I already saw Roots, guys. I don't need to watch Captain America.
I love that Deadpool showed when you stick to the comic book roots. Yeah. When you stick to the comic book roots and you give the fanboys what they want, guess what? That's $1 billion movie.
And they are so pissed off at the success.
They hate it. They hate it. But they showed the way.
Ryan Reynolds stuck it to them good, man.
Yep, he
did. Let's just take the fanboy thing out of it. The reason these things have sustained 60, 70 years is because these are tried and true ideas, concepts. These things stand on their own merits. So if you went back to the original, like fanboy service aside, they're still going to stand because they're universal truths. The stories are compelling and they work. So why would you buy something and then just dismantle it? Like the reason you bought this stuff, I would assume, is because you like it and you know that works. There's a proven formula. But then you guys are so arrogant thinking like, oh, no, I don't have to follow that. Like, I just want to, this is what really, really bugs me. And I know I say it a lot, but the whole Captain America thing, it doesn't even track from a practical standpoint, making the Falcon Captain America.
Well,
he doesn't have
comic.
He doesn't have any superpowers. You cannot do it, period. You can't do it. So therefore, why are they doing it? None of it makes any sense. And even a casual that's watching this is going, this doesn't feel genuine. This feels false. This doesn't feel right. Well, and the reason why is because you're forcing something to happen that clearly isn't logical. It's not following a trajectory, right? Like Cap giving the shield to the Winter Soldier, that makes sense. You know, he's this guy's friend. They grew up the same time. They both fought in the war. They're basically the same guy, but the flip side of the coin. It's perfect. It's fucking perfect. Like,
it's a redemption arc for Winter Soldier too. It's like who doesn't love a redemption arc?
But right, they did it in the comic.
Perfect. It's so perfect that I don't understand the level of contempt. Why you wouldn't follow the trajectory of this? It boggles my freaking mind.
They did it in the comic.
Falcon is already his own hero. Falcon is already his own hero.
They made Falcon Captain America in the comic.
Change into Captain America.
So
I don't care about the comic, the new comic. You know,
well, all of a sudden they decided they wanted to be true to the comic when that was a terrible idea. That was just for sales. It's pulling Wolverine's adamantium off his claws. That was only for sales. That wasn't a good story.
No,
that was just for sales.
Yeah.
And there was the joke of Wolverine
ideas, and then you're investing, billions of dollars into
the movie.
And the reason this isn't working, they don't even. It's because it was flawed from the inception.
But they don't
can't polish a turd. You can't make this idea work. It cannot work. Period. The only way they could is to give the Falcon superpowers, and then at that point, then it just becomes another character that's going to go through the super soldier program and get superpowers and blah 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 blah, and then just water those ideas down. You had a great character. Everybody loved the Falcon. He was great.
Yeah.
When you try to polish a turd, it just gets more turdy.
Here's the thing. I saw the Falcon Winter Soldier series. They had the opportunity for Falcon to get the super soldier formula, and he didn't take it.
Yes, exactly.
So
the only redeeming thing about that series was the chemistry between Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like I really liked their rapport.
Oh yeah.
The story was horseshit.
The storyline with the friggin' like the terrorist Jesus chick was stupid.
Yeah,
well, that was Disney forcing woke straight through Anthony Mackie's voice.
Yeah. Straight woke shoved down your throat. It's like, we're mad about Captain America killing a guy that just killed his military partner.
Just murdered his best friend and then tried to kill him?
Yep, that had no superpowers, and this super soldier just killed him, and then Captain America kills him. Fuck.
I hate the fact that they did that. Like that, they're just saying like, it's the super soldier. They should have done something like they did in the comics where it's a derivative of it that it's not quite the same.
Yeah, not as good.
That way.
I think they might be hinting at that in Thunderbolts because
they're going to give him power.
Red Guardian asked
he's like, what kind did you get?
About what type he got, and he's like,
ooh,
that's the good stuff.
Yeah.
So after all is said and done, when you look back and go, you know what worked? Netflix Marvel shows.
Yeah,
you look back at not all of them, but
not Iron Fist for sure.
Iron Fist, Blue Goat.
The best Punisher is John Baratheon.
Yeah,
really good.
To me, the high notes.
Daredevil stuff was good.
Yeah, Daredevil was good.
I couldn't care less about anything else, but
it was writing.
They're better. They stand up better than anything Disney Plus has done. So
actually, to me would be Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, then Luke Cage, and then Iron Fist, and that last from all those Netflix.
So you should be using your TV universe or your TV stuff to introduce characters and set up events or even characters that can slide in.
Dude, like
If you're going to do Thunderbolts, you don't even have any Thunderbolts that are there from the original.
And the thing that was cool about the Thunderbolts storyline was that it was villains masquerading as heroes.
Right. They neutered that idea.
Oh, they murdered. They murdered it, burned it, and pissed on its ashes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I wanted to go back to that Winter Soldier, the Netflix thing. Like, not Netflix, but the Disney Plus. It's like when the Falcon is training with the Shield, none of that works. Like, you just keep thinking to yourself, that Shield would rip his arm off.
Yeah,
there's no way. One, there's no way he could throw it. No way. And there's no way he could catch it. Absolutely no way. This is shitting on one of their own characters that they created. I don't understand any of this. And the thing is, like, I always think of this way. Like, if I was the guy that was getting the pitch, right? Somebody came to me, I got this great idea. All right, we're going to give the Shield to Falcon. I'd go, okay, I'm listening. And then I'd hear their pitch, and then they'd go, okay. And then it plays out exactly the way they're going to do it, or they did do it. And I'd go, no. And they go, well, why? I go, because he doesn't have superpowers, or he's not strong enough, or whatever it is. It can't be done. The logical is Winter Soldier. And then I was just thinking, like with the Thunderbolts too. Like, if somebody pitched me the Thunderbolts and said, we're going to do it this way, the way they're going to do it in the film, I'd just go, no.
Okay, Art.
Works is because
but Art, if you just said yes and you got $300,000 or $400,000 just to say yes to their stupid idea, and have to sit back, would you have the same answer?
Yes.
Half $500,000 just to say yes.
Yes, because the boss.
I tell you why. It's because one has integrity. Okay, so if you said, okay, yeah, we'll do it. We'll do the character. We need to do something with the Falcon and all this stuff, the legacy of Cap, but we're not going to do it that way.
So what you're saying is some of these Hollywood producers don't have integrity?
No,
that's exactly what I'm saying. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
When the boss
and they're just not creative. Like, the thing is, like when I always thought this. Okay, Zack Snyder comes in, he's going to pitch Batman v Superman, right? And I go, oh, okay, Batman versus Superman. Why does anybody want to see this? Because it's an epic battle. And I go, it would last a second. Yeah. Superman would kill Batman.
Yeah, the only way it works, right? The only way it works is
it doesn't work. And then he'd go, well, I'm tied into Dark Knight Returns, the Frank Miller story. And I go, okay, the reason that works is because Batman never wanted him dead. He wanted to humble him, just a drop of blood, so he knew what it was like to be human again. Yeah. Because Superman was so far gone, he needed to bring him down. And then Batman knew the world needed Superman.
And he knew that he would hold back too.
What's that?
And he knew that when fighting, Clark would hold back. When Clark fights normal people, he holds back. That's the only way he even has a chance.
Right, exactly. Is that Clark would show him, some mercy. But the thing is, there still was enough of a fight that there was blood, that Superman or Clark Kent felt pain. He knew what it was like to be human again, or based on the premise of the comic.
Brought him back down to Earth.
That's why it worked. But the way it was pitched is just like Superman versus Batman. I would say, one, the fight would be over in a second. And then my next argument would be like, who wants to pay money to see two of their favorite heroes fight? Oh, I don't want to see that. You have to have some skin in the game, right? So the reason sports teams work is because it's usually localized, right?
And there's another point to that, Art. Oh, God, this cinematic Superman has killed somebody already. He killed Zod.
Yeah.
So
which I hated. But here's the thing: there's only one way Bruce even has the beginning of a chance, and that's if he attacks first before Superman even knows he's there.
Mm-hmm.
Hits him with a kryptonite bullet or something, like before he even knows he's got to bring him down before that whole thing where he turns the light on and he's standing there. I'm like, the fight's over. You're done.
Yeah, but that's to be honest, every comic book story.
Yeah, if he wanted to kill him, but he would have had. I'm sorry. If indeed he wanted to kill him, and if that was the story that Zach was trying to tell, then yes, Bob, you're right. but you don't have a fight. You just
Right.
have a murder. You
I
have
know. That's what I'm saying. That's why it's that whole thing doesn't work. So,
but none of the Superman
no
stories
fight.
work
There's only a
because
murder.
Superman just goes into super speed and he
Yeah.
defeats every villain. He defeats every hero. It's the same with Green Lantern. Green Lantern. Oh, when there's explosions that a whole planet blows up, the ring protects him then, but the ring doesn't protect him when someone punches him in the back of the head. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, those are those core characters where you just got to go, okay, Superman gets surprised even though he's literally operating at super speed the whole time.
well, that's like
you have to play down the abilities of the most powerful character so that you can tell the story.
You got to
That's
play
why
stupid.
Which
You
should
gotta be
never be
stupid.
that way. Yeah. The writer should always go, okay, we need to bring the villain up beyond whatever the hero's capable of doing.
Yeah, but it's Zack Snyder. You know, Zack Snyder said, here's a sequence I want to do. Here's a sequence I have that I want to do. Here's a sequence I want to do. And you have to fill in the gaps.
Yeah. Zack Snyder is like, there's a music video I want to make, and then somebody can write dialogue in between the ideas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what half of the movies are now. It's
exactly.
You just put the pieces together.
That's why
I want to make with like Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera, but that time might have passed.
Wait,
we don't always all get what we want, Pedro.
Clint,
come on, man! That knife dance was sexy.
Clint, if you go to those new AI website where they do the YouTube commercials,
I'm waiting for the next 5 years where I get the AI where I can just plug in my prompts and just get exactly what
exactly the porn you want.
No. It's those. No, Clint,
it's already here.
It's already here. So you can have that. Yes, you can have that Britney Spears.
Look at Pedro. You just made it. You made his day, Pedro. Like really? Cool.
Like I'm not that internet savvy. Somebody send me the fucking links already.
I'll send you the link.
What is it? Beta AI or something? Honestly, YouTube is going to be impossible to deal
Between
with
the
in
AI
a year.
and the deep fakes, man. I'm gonna get everything.
All right, that was my topic. Okay, let's switch gears here. Let's get into AI. That's Sora, and like you said, there's the deep fakes, and also there's just comic books. Like, is this ever? Let me just say, is this ever going to be a viable market? Do you think people will actually pay money to see a fully generated AI movie or a comic book or a TV show or anything?
Yeah.
You do, Bob?
I think if it gets to the point where like there's already like a bunch of animators that are freaking out thinking that they're going to lose their jobs.
They are going to lose their jobs.
I think that the artists and stuff like that are like, this is bullshit. There's no integrity here. Blah 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 blah. I think the basic consumer is not going to give a shit.
Clint hates that word.
But the basic consumer is not going to give a shit.
Exactly.
They just want to be entertained.
They won't know.
And they won't. Even if they do know, they're not going to care. They just want to be entertained. It's the opium.
Okay. So let's project. Okay, comic books. They just fully embrace AI. Let's just say that they can create comic books as good as any good comic book out there. Let's just say. Do you think that would be the savior for comics, or do you think it'll just be still a lateral move, but they'll save a bunch of money because they won't have to pay all the artists? I mean, what do you think the pros and cons of like AI?
I think it'll just generic everything across the board.
Yeah,
and having pretty pictures isn't enough to sell something.
Well, the thing is,
you need to have something that grabs attention. If everybody can have like these beautiful AI art, it's still soulless and it doesn't have that creative grab, and that's where comic book creators have a leg up.
Okay, go ahead, Rob.
I gotta say it. Have you guys watched the 50s Fantavision Star Wars?
Yes.
YouTube?
Yeah.
That shit is cool. There's the Thunder Barbarian stuff.
Yeah.
That shit is cool. What it's going to be is it's going to be a company, a prompter, and a writer. And that guy's going to be known for doing cool AI comic books because he's going to understand how much prompting he does have to do and doesn't have to do, and he'll have his own line of like 4 comic books.
But every one of us
whatever.
can do the same thing, and we have a bigger background and a bigger creative.
Guys,
We won't be able to do it as fast.
Guys, there's an Achilles heel to this whole endeavor.
What is it?
Nobody owns AI art.
They'll change that. They'll change the law.
It'll be a subscription to the channel. It'll be a subscription to a website.
They might change the law, but as it stands right now,
yeah.
If you make AI art and you publish it, you can't claim it as your own.
Right now, you can't. No, but
exactly.
I guarantee you, within the next 10 years, they'll change that law.
When they change it, they change it.
And can you copyright like my style? Is my style copyrightable?
No.
So then it's a lateral move. Then it's the same thing.
No, but the thing is, like,
the thing, Bob, you're saying in 10 years they'll change that. Oh, who's gonna wait around for 10 years to try and make some money and just?
Oh no, but like you're right. Like
they're
literally like the content's free, but the subscription to the channel is what you pay for.
Yeah.
They'll do something like that. But eventually, like movie studios and stuff, they'll just be like, they'll lobby the government. And they'll change the law.
Yeah,
but here's the thing: none of it even matters. None of it even matters who owns the AI or not, because there'll be licensable characters and there'll be stories. Those are the things that people are going to want to copyright and register anyway.
The thing is, like right now, prompters are bitching that they don't own the thing. Like it's a problem right now.
And all the actors in the last contracts, they fought for their likeness rights.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
They knew
what I'm saying is, if you're doing a Spider-Man story, you don't own the character or the.
No, you won't do Spider-Man.
Anyway.
You'll come up with your own stuff.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about just comic books in general. Like all the IPs and everything that exists now. If you did those as AI, I would assume that all those copyrights and all that stuff still apply.
It'll be AI.
So that we were doing our own comic book, it would work the same way. So if I did black and white as an AI comic book, all those copyrights would still be similar. It would just be drawn by AI instead of me or somebody.
I think art within the next 10 years with AI, you won't be doing AI. You won't be doing black and white comic books. You'll be able to like literally put your own AI black and white animated series together, your own AI virtual movies together. Like,
well, that's what I'm looking forward to, because
it's gonna move. It's gonna move that fast in the next 10 years.
Right, and I know that this isn't popular, but I'm just gonna say it like I'm not a tech guy, like as far as like, I mean, Bob knows, like just as far as like hands-on stuff, but I am a guy that sees the potential in things or when it's not right. And so the thing is, there is a future. There are things that are moving along and that we don't have control over. Like we don't have control over this AI thing. It's either going to happen, and we're going to hate it, or it's going to happen and we're going to embrace it. I'm thinking like what you are, Clint, like way outside the box, like shit that we can't do that we want to do right now, that we'll be able to do. We will be able to make like mini, cartoons of stuff. Like once this prompt, you get people that know the language, they know how to do it. Then we can actually create outside of the box that we're in right now. And let me just back up, because I know probably everybody in the chat's hating me right now. It's still going to come down to story. Just exactly. We're talking about with Raven and all this shit. It's still going to come down to relatable characters and story that people can connect with.
Yeah, but guys, like, I'm not hating on AI, but let's take black and white as an example.
All right.
You own the copyright of black and white, right?
Right.
If you make an AI animated story of black and white, the product will not be yours. That's the problem now.
But the video. But
the video.
You're selling something else off of that video.
Yeah.
Then you're making.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like it's a muddy gray area where.
Like I said,
so let me make sure I got this right. Okay. So if you make an AI 2-hour movie, let's just say Universal uses Frankenstein, and they make a 2-hour movie. They'll own Frankenstein. They'll own the story.
Yeah.
But they won't own the actual AI movie itself.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
it'd be a 2-hour commercial for all the
Mhm.
Yep.
merchandise.
So
Well, they can
theaters,
sell,
theaters could run that movie
They
and
can
not
sell,
pay them.
they can sell tickets to go see the movie. They can
Mm-mm.
monetize it.
No.
Or they
Nope.
can't.
No,
Well, they
can't.
could, but every theater could just run that movie too, and
For
not,
free, yeah,
Yeah.
without paying.
or,
Yeah.
or, or
Without
charge the same amount or a less amount and just keep the money for themselves.
Yeah.
Well,
They
So then
wouldn't
what
have
you're
to pay
saying
the
is that
studio.
it becomes public domain instantly. So if
Exactly,
you-
instant
you
public
create
domain.
Yeah.
something AI, even if they're licensed characters,
Yeah.
Yes.
people can.
Exactly. The product can be
Man, I'll tell
registered.
you, I think Bob said, like, or Clint said, these laws are going to change. These
Oh,
laws
yeah.
are going to change.
They're
quick.
already working on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
these laws are going to change quick because these, like Hollywood, all these people, they
Studios.
know that they're sitting on a gold mine right now,
Yeah.
and they have all this IP that they can plug into this shit instantly.
And no production costs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No.
No production
And here's
costs
what-
and having
One
Here's
prompter.
what's going to happen because if you look
One
at
guy.
the AI that Elon's working on, they're trying to do this where like they know that like when you pump this stuff in there that it kind of it's kind of soulless and you can't really control like the story and everything that's going on. Eventually, they're going to get this thing to the point where writers can literally just write out the script
yeah,
and it'll do exactly what they tell it to do.
yeah.
Right.
And that's where the soullessness will start to disappear.
Yeah.
Well, let me take this. Ken Jackben. Let me say Ken Jackben. The way it works is you have your own personal AI. You paid for it. You're responsible to train that AI to do what you wanted to do. Whatever it creates is yours. Is that right?
No, we
But
don't
not
have
on
that yet.
IPs. Not on
That's not an
IPs.
That's he's talking about like
He's talking
AI
about just creating original content.
Mhm.
We're
yeah, he's
talking about
like when you,
Yeah, but
the
this is
stuff.
but I mean, I think what he's talking about is like, okay, you run your idea through an AI on the web. You're using their proprietary
AI
software
Technology.
create
Yeah.
things. So
Yeah,
that
so
will get that a finger on your stuff because you're using their property. So
yeah, but
that's the
they're
thing.
also taking from other people's properties to create your idea.
That's the gray area.
Yeah,
that's the
so
gray
then you
area.
can copyright it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is quite a Pandora's box. I mean,
Oh,
Yes, it
God,
is.
yeah, it is.
artists
This
will
would be a
use the
mess.
AI to do things that they don't have time, like flooding and lettering.
What is flooding?
I think it's like just color, like
Yeah, like I said,
Flatting.
flatting. I think he means flatting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think personally, I think we've already moved past this. I think like, oh, we're going to use AI for lettering, and
we're in the middle of it right now. Like we're on the tip. We're on the tip.
I mean,
of the
right now
iceberg.
there's a company of like these tech bro guys who are coming with an AI only comic book company, and they're like, we're gonna flood the market. It's gonna be amazing. And I don't know, like it could be great.
I'm not scared of those dudes. I'm scared of somebody like us that's a creative that has a grasp on how to use AI like really efficiently. That's gonna be the big difference because right now
That's like digital color.
You can use AI,
beginning,
but it's real splattercast. Like you're not gonna get the same character look from panel to panel. Your videos are gonna be like six, 7 fingers or whatever. It's gonna be the person who's a creative and that is like working with a team that figures out how to make the AI efficient, where there's 4 or 5 fingers on the same hand every time, where the sword is the same from one panel to the other. When you can start getting consistency from panel to panel or video to video with the costumes, and you have a creative that's behind it, those are the guys that are going to land in the money.
I think they can do that, and if they can't do it consistently, I think it's so damn close to happen.
Close. It's close.
This is Sora.
Leonardo can.
Yeah, this is Sora. No. So this is like you can subscribe to this, and you can start using this now. So this is a text-to-video model developed by OpenAI. The model generates short videos, clips based on user prompts, and can also extend existing short videos. Sora was released publicly for ChatGPT plus ChatGPT Pro users in December of 24. So within their parameters, you can create stuff. So they're not giving you like, oh, you can create a comic book or a movie or whatever. It looks like it is like short videos. Like there is a parameter. Let me see if this example, can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all AI.
Yeah.
Dude, that walk is so uncanny valley.
It's very rubbery.
It's uncanny valley, but
It's getting there.
For
But
just throwing prompts in there to get to that
Yeah.
level.
Okay. Now
Like,
make it Princess
I
Leia.
saw a super
big titties.
messy. I saw a
And we
super
love it.
messy. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Rob. Sorry, you go.
No, all I'm saying is, okay, this is just her in a leather jacket. You turn her into the swimsuit, big titty Princess Leia that looks like some model that's all over YouTube, and all of a sudden we're watching it for 3.5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I saw a super
Or as long as you can hold
messy-
it.
Yeah, you got to remember
sorry.
this is the genesis of this thing.
This
In
is the
10
generic.
years,
Yeah.
in 10 years, it's going to be indistinguishable.
Okay, I just want to throw this at you. You remember those old Pixar shorts? Like when you watch those things, you know, at those film festivals and stuff in the day before the features and all that other stuff, you saw that stuff and you were like in awe, but you knew it was weird, right? You knew it was strange. You knew
Oh, it depends.
funky,
It depends,
but it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
This stuff is already starting at like Pixar where they are now. You know what I mean? Like this isn't even like wireframe shit. This is like this is insane level of stuff.
It's high level already.
Pedro wants to correct you. Actually, sir.
Actually, sir, yeah. The problem with the Origin, thank you. With Luxa Jr. and Tony DePeltry and all those first shorts, things look alive. I mean, it was wireframe. It looked like shit, but the movement was made by a human being. These things, they might look perfect, but they are not animated. They move like something out of hell.
Well, let me just back up. Let me challenge you here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that it's possibly the context, the character, and the story that they were telling? Because there's the one, remember the snow globe with the snowman?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And all that. I mean, there's charm to it. There's all those things. But that snowman, the design, the animation isn't all that compelling. But
oh no, the thing is
the idea behind it is very clever.
Yeah.
The idea behind it is very human. And so therefore there's a context and it works. We're watching a woman walk down the street with absolutely no context. There's no story.
And it took a couple minutes to make.
There's nothing.
Okay.
If you all of a sudden made a story and a backstory, I'm just challenging you, Pedro.
Yeah, I want to answer you.
Pixar,
and I want to answer you.
I think there's a context. There's story and there's something happening. I think if you had John Lasseter, if you had the same team way back when, and they were using this ChatGPT, this Sora thing, I guarantee you, we wouldn't be having the same conversation. Okay. I think you'd be going, "Oh fuck, this is."
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like right now, the movement would be the illusion of life is being created by a computer. What those guys did at the beginning of CGI was still humans on hand doing the animation. And the thing is that the story, the character doesn't need to be complicated for it to be a very intricate and well thought out and done animation.
Right.
The snow globe guy, like you think he's thinking. He's not alive, but you see the thought process in how he moves and how he looks at stuff. Sora and all this ChatGPT, whatever, it looks great, but everything looks dead. Everything
right now.
Well, that's why I brought up it looks dead. But what if you had John Lasseter and those level of storytellers working with it? Would you still say the same thing?
The skill is not storytelling. The skill is animation. It's a
No,
whole
the skill is storytelling. Those things are compelling because there's
I think you guys are splitting hairs. I think
I'm not
the
splitting hairs.
hang on a minute, man. God damn it.
Ah!
Pedro
I
doesn't
think
have any
part
hair.
of the storytelling
Yeah.
is the characters, is the animation.
Yeah.
That is part of the story, but they're part and parcel of each other.
Mm.
And eventually,
that's the thing.
right now, it can't do that. But in a 10 years, it will.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I
I'm
still
not-
argue,
I'm not against.
remember that baby? What is it? What is the baby in that one Pixar short?
No.
Man, that
Jack
thing
Jack?
is scarier than all belief. Is it the tin whatever drummer or whatever that thing is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, even the baby and the human characters in Toy Story.
And
That stuff is not convincing.
Here's the other thing. There's a level of audience that aren't going to notice the subtleties.
Yes.
They're just going to be impressed by
like someone like
the shine. They're going to be impressed by the shine and the shimmer. They're not going to notice the subtleties. And if you get that audience to begin with, and then you can keep working on it and tweaking it, because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Like these people, CGI, all this animation, it doesn't stop at one level. It's like, what can we do better next? What can we do better next? Because there's always competition. There's always different studios that are working on this stuff. How can we outdo them? They're doing this. It looks weird. We can do it better. Like this is just an evolving art form right now.
And to your point, Clint, and to your point, this is Chat GPT. This is a site that we all can access.
Yeah.
This is not the good shit. Like,
this is the like I can muck around with this for no monthly charge and just see what I can come up with.
Right, exactly. This is the ghetto shit. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, I guarantee you the stuff that these studios are using is way beyond this. But just to hammer my point, it's still going to come down to characters and story. No matter what the technology is, it's always going to come down to those things.
Yeah. Right now, I went to school for 3D animation. Pedro's an animator. I can pick those things up immediately. But in 10 years, you're not going to be able to. Sorry.
Right.
I don't even think it's going to be 10 years. This is going to be 2 years.
Clint, they're not going to let you talk.
This is a question for everybody.
Okay.
I saw a Superman versus He-Man AI.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a short clip, but it was a long enough clip that it was decent. Has anybody seen that one?
Yes.
Well, find it. Find it. Let's play it.
I'm sharing the Thundar one.
Yeah, the sword changes and stuff, but it was good. I'll see if I can find it.
I watched this whole thing.
The Thunder one is nice.
Yeah, the lion's face is just weird though. But think about that. Like this is
cool.
This is in its
not
nascency.
Weird enough where it messes you up.
Yeah, like I said, this is it in its nascency. This is it when it's just learning to crawl.
Yeah, I'm not watching comic book YouTube stuff. I'm watching this stuff. Like the big titties get my attention, and then I'm like, oh wow.
You want to know something that I've been doing lately? Is I've been listening to these AI.
Can I answer that before you say anything, Bob?
I don't know how long we can show this.
But this goes to the storytelling thing. I've been listening to
pause it every once in a while.
Okay,
I've been listening to these AI like
stories?
radio broadcasts during a zombie apocalypse or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And those things, the earlier ones, you could tell that it's but as time has gone and like the last year or two, they've gotten to the point where they're very, very good at making at getting those inflections and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is all very painful to talk about, but I think this is definitely a reality. Look at that shit.
Replaced.
It's better. It's better than putting your head in the sand. It's better than putting your head in the sand.
Yeah, this is something that's got to be tackled head on.
Yeah.
Well, you know how they always say TV doesn't have the budget. TV doesn't have the budget. Well, TV has the budget now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the thing, like that I know for one thing specifically that the AI that
for example, that sword movement, that's a thing that like takes me out.
Yeah.
No,
that's what I mean.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
but
I'm waiting
Guys,
for the
let me put this point in,
Go ahead.
please.
Go on. Go.
We know you're
Okay.
an animator. You hate it.
No. Okay, it's not that I'm an animator. It's that sword swing that has nothing to do with storytelling, and that will take you out of the story. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That animation, it's intertwined with storytelling, but if it's done poorly, it will take you out.
No.
And-
You're
yeah.
getting no argument from us.
100%.
That's
That's the way it
my
is
point.
right
That's my
now.
point.
My
This is
argument is you're expecting way too much of the viewer.
Yes, you are.
The viewer,
because it
the
doesn't
viewer
bother
is
me.
going to
I
be
agree with that.
dazzled. The viewer is going to be
Mm.
dazzled by the characters that he likes to see,
Well,
and
yeah.
he will overlook some subtle like
But
nuances.
the thing is, like,
that don't work.
it's not even technical. Like if it looks dead, like people reject it. That's
right.
the thing.
And I agree with you 100%. Like, that's the way it is right now.
Mm. Yeah.
10 years from now, it's not going to be like that.
Mhm.
Okay, here's my jump onto this is that will be all of YouTube when instead of even having to come up with a topic, you can
Yeah.
just make shit like this off of a website for $30 a month. Dude, YouTube is going to be dead soon because
Yeah.
you go to YouTube and it'll just be all that shit.
Yeah,
You won't be able to
bad.
search. You won't be able to find it. It'll be like TikTok where it's
Okay.
just a bunch of a mess.
I
of
do want to
stuff.
get. I do want to get into the. Wait. That's not it. It's it's this
Well,
one.
in some
All right. Art of Roy says, "Find out anyone uses AI in a comic, they're dead to me." I just want to say something to you, Art of Roy, and everybody else that's listening. This stuff, if the average Joe can prompt this stuff, or creatives like us can prompt this stuff, why would you draw a comic book?
yeah.
You know,
Well,
if you can take that same story, okay, you got Blue Bombshell, right? So you have your tromboner, you have all these characters, you have this universe, right? Why would you do it as a comic? Just do it as a
mini
short.
movie. Yeah,
Right. Just do it as a short, like one and done. And then guess what? We're in a completely different business. This is the stuff that excites me, Art of Roy. I love comic books. I do. I don't want them to change. And to be honest, it's not an either or for me.
Yeah.
Like I'll still do comic books traditionally. I draw and ink by hand. I don't even use a Cintiq or anything. But if I knew somebody that did the stuff, which I do know somebody who does this stuff, then all of a sudden you could do 20-minute, like say this, Black and White Sins of the Father. You could even take that idea and adapt it to like a serialized, like AI story, and then guess what? You have the best of both. But my thing is, why would you just discount one for the other?
It's going to start with our trailers for campaigns.
Yeah.
First, our
for
campaign
sure.
trailers.
I already see people doing that.
And guess what? Look at how young everybody in this panel is. Look at we're all spring chickens. We're
Early
all like
20s.
in our late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess what? You do not want to be left behind.
No.
Because you are closed-minded to what is going on in the culture, in the technology. Like as a creator, you have to pay attention to what is happening around you, and you cannot be closed-minded to it because this is not the way we did it before, because you will be left behind.
I mean,
all of us want to create content. We want to create entertainment. We want to create. We love sci-fi. We love superheroes. And the second you close your mind to something just because it's not the way it was done before, guess what? That is going to bite you in the ass harder than anything.
Well, for me, just to add to that, Clint, that was very well said. The thing is, I'm a creative person. I'm a storyteller.
Yep.
This is just one more way to tell stories, right?
It's
if I could make feature films, if I could get $200 million and I could tell like epic chrono mechanic stories, fuck yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I would still do comics and I'd still make toys and I'd do all the above. To me, it's not an either or.
Yep.
It's just one more thing. And wouldn't it be cool just to have that option?
AI is just a different ink brush.
let me put it this way. I fucking hate it. I hate the fact that it's going to replace It's going to replace traditional comic creation. It's going to replace.
It's
going to replace traditional. But for you guys, for people that make their living doing this stuff, you might be forced to use it whether you like it or not.
Exactly.
And I freaking hate it. I hate it.
I understand.
I think it's inevitable.
Where you're coming from. I understand, but we're not making excuses. I'm not making any excuses. It's fucked up, and it's going to put out a lot of people. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs. I understand that, and it's horrible. It really is horrible. But like I know the Bancroft brothers, Tony and Tom. Those guys are traditional animators. They are fucking brilliant, right? They are brilliant. If you don't know Mushu from Mulan, that's Tom Bancroft. His brother directed that film, right? These guys are top of the line Disney, but they're also traditional, right? Mm-hmm. They can't get work now. They can't go back, to that. It doesn't exist anymore. So then what do? Do they just kind of go, well, fuck this new technology, and then do they get pushed back to the relevancy or lack of relevance?
We just talked about this inking and digital color.
Yeah,
look at what happened to that.
Right, you keep getting pushed back, and then eventually you are the dinosaur. You never really adapted. You never really took advantage of what it is. I always tell my wife, listen, I don't make the rules. I just play the game the way the rules are of life, right? Yeah. I just play the hand that I'm given. And so if AI is the hand and I want to tell stories, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not saying that I like it or that it's great or anything like that. But the thing is, I remember when inking went digital, right?
Yeah,
I had conversation with Joe Quesada, and Joe Quesada, are you scared? Are you scared you're going to be, you're going to be obsolete? You're going to be like the dinosaurs? And I'm like, no, I'm not, because what I do, no one else can do. But if I was just a Joe coming up the ranks, I would be scared. If I had just been working in the industry for a year or two as an inker, those guys are going to get phased out for sure. Mm-hmm. But there will always be a need for somebody that does like what Rob does or what I do. There's always going to be, like a tradition. Somebody's going to want that look, but it's going to be rarer and rarer and rarer as time goes on.
What's kind of funny is that Joe said that to you when sales of comic books went to shit, and the only thing to make up for it was art sales.
Right.
He killed comics. He helped kill comics. And then
we got
Todd's been waiting.
We got Malin in the chat too.
Todd's like, stop.
Art, we got Malin in the chat too.
I haven't weighed in on this AI thing because I think it's a little bit ridiculous. But let me say, it doesn't scare me. Yep. 2, it excels when it's artistic and it's not trying to be realistic in photography, because it looks, you get a kind of a plastic look to some people. So when it's just trying to be artistic, say cartoony or painterly, it fucking excels. Now, what I look at it for is how it lights things. Sometimes you see rim lighting that artists try, that comic book colorists try, and they do an excellent job. But AI rim lights things or does some strange lighting that I think can teach us something. Especially when it comes to color harmony. It's amazing that it gets these things. That's surprising, because I know how hard color harmony and color theory is, and obviously it's getting these things from the better of us, right? Whoever it is, whether it's Alex Ross or whatever. So when you look at it and you see that, wow, it put green on one side of the person and pink on the other, but made it all work. It's absolutely amazing.
Okay, I don't want to be the animator about this.
To go off of Todd's point, has anybody noticed how big my forehead has gotten?
Yeah.
Well, you're getting older.
I don't want to.
Hold on. Let's get everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's nasty.
Yeah,
there's a lot of space.
You look like the leader.
Are you
the leader?
It's a lot of space. I just.
Oh, but you know what, Clint, you got to do something about that.
I didn't mean to sidetrack this.
Okay, so Todd, to Todd's point, that rim lighting and that excellent lighting, it's actually something that I've seen in CGI since 2008 or 9. It's called V-Ray.
Yeah.
and it's basically a rendering engine. That's how you get that kind of lighting. So I mean, it's not new to me.
I
but
like to skim. I like to skim the sides of the thighs and the boobs and the shoulders, and then just throw some yellow light on the skin tone, and boom, I've got a highlight that looks real nice.
Well, I'm not sure how this fits into what we're talking about. But leave it to John Malin to do something outside the box. Always being creative, always thinking outside the box.
Yes.
We didn't let Hitler become an artist, and look what he did. Maybe we should let AI draw. Just saying.
If we don't let AI art continue, it's going to turn into Skynet.
Yeah, but the thing is, okay, how does AI draw trees?
Wait, this is even funnier. Hitler was a tard.
Yeah, but how does AI draw trees? Because that's the thing. Like, didn't Hitler only do like buildings and trees? Like he didn't.
Well, no. One of the things about Hitler that the artist, his teachers, that hated about it, his artwork was when he would paint people, they would be very like they didn't have faces and stuff because he was a freaking psychopath.
Yeah, and one of the things about Hitler, and I'm no historian.
One of the funny things about Hitler,
he didn't like the Jews.
No, he didn't paint Jews. I knew that. Yeah.
I got
I just want to say one thing about AI. Okay.
Okay. Oh, not Hitler.
The thing is, wait. Okay. It doesn't have to replace anything. If you want to draw traditionally, draw fucking traditionally. If you want to make a movie, traditionally, make a freaking movie traditionally. Whatever. There are no rules that say you have to do it this way or you have to do it that way. If you want to support comic books and like traditional drawn comic books, and that's what gets your rocks off. I mean, I know Hitler only has one rock, but the thing is, most of us have two. The thing is, if that gets your rocks off, then buy those, enjoy those, love them. No one's saying you have to throw this away for that. Even though comic book inking has been on the chopping block for fucking 20 years or whatever it's been, it still exists. Even though comic books is kind of, I don't know, that art form's kind of drying up. All printed medium is, but they still exist. They still exist. As long as there's a market, and as long as there's people that want that kind of entertainment, it will exist. That's it.
Shrinking market.
And AI, like I said earlier, AI is just another tool to advertise your creative, your creative thing. AI will be like to make your video clips to promote your comics. Like AI is just it's a brush, it's a pen, it's another tool to promote your creative aspect. And like anybody can try and do AI, and guess what? Most of it's going to be garbage. But real creators, sorry, Rob.
My trailers will suck. I'll still put them out there.
Yeah, it's the last thing.
Hand-drawn stuff is really subpar too.
But also trying to ignore it is just shooting yourself in the foot because it's already like a part out there. And the thing is, it'll bring in a different audience because there'll be these young kids that are just going to be all about AI shit, and they'll be excited about that. Guess what? You give them a little AI trailer of your comic book that looks really cool to them. Guess what? You just hit a new market that you weren't hitting before.
And then I would say the next logical progression is from that trailer to like shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then from shorts to like features or whatever the hell it is. And the thing is, I think you can monetize these things. Once again, as long as they're entertaining.
Yeah.
As long as there's character and story.
And I'll let everybody in on a little secret. You want to get as big an audience as possible. So if you can get a new target demographic that you weren't reaching before, you would love to get those people. Speaking of target demographics, who wouldn't like to target their demographic right between those big juicy things?
Okay, we need to see this video. We need to see some action.
I got like 19 tabs pulled up because I thought I was going to do something tonight, but I was not. So
you were not.
19.
The blue bombshell returns. If you didn't notice she was gone, then you might have missed the first book. And if you did miss the first book, you can get it in this campaign. So you are not missing out. This campaign ends in 2 days. This campaign ends on Friday night. It is Wednesday now. Back this book now before it is gone. The Blue Bombshell is back, but new supervillain Super Tits and Thundercock wandered gone for good. So it's a superhero sex comedy. Lots of fun, lots of action, lots of hot superhero babes. I'm going to play the movie right now.
AI was not used in this video.
No AI involved in this. This
Just
is
an
all
ordinary.
straight me drawing big boobs and ripping off Jim Lee. And Nathan's got a joke.
Can you imagine Brad Bird making a 2-hour animated, like Pixar type movie about?
Yeah. This is very like incredible.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah.
There you go.
Way to
Great
go,
chat.
man.
So yes, Blue Bombshell ends this Friday.
This Friday the 13th.
It is. It's
Yeah.
not even like really a horror weekend.
Hey man, you know what might sell is a Jason cover.
Oh God, that actually isn't a terrible idea, and I could probably whip one up pretty quick.
Jason,
I know.
Do the classic where like she's running and she falls and
Yeah.
Jason's right behind.
100%. That's a great idea, Bob. The Trump cover was very popular. The campaign ran over the election, which was great. So
Mr. President's cover. Yeah.
Yep, we do have a Trump wins variant cover that you can add on when you are checking out. We have 4 variant covers: regular cover A, regular cover B. That's an homage of the Jim Lee X-Men variant, and then we got 2 adult covers where the girls are doing everything they can to help me sell this book. Final print copies will not be
Hard work.
so don't worry about that. And who needs tops to their costumes? It's Blue Bombshell, Super Tits, and Liberty in a little bit of a cat fight.
Dude, nobody has used my name. The name I came up for a heroines, Libertitties.
Oh, Pedro.
So please, you can
Why
take
did
it.
you not give me that sooner?
You can take it, Libertitties.
Liberty.
Yes, you can be her psychic. Yeah.
Do not tread on my liberty.
Titties. Yeah.
Rob liked that one because he's always
yeah.
he's always waiting for somebody to tread on his liberty, and he's got his fallout shelter waiting in the background. So yes, this campaign ends Friday night. Do not miss out. If you haven't backed the book, back it now before it is gone. If you back the book and you haven't gotten the Trump variant cover, get it now. It is going to be a limited edition collector's item. Lots of great art, fun story, way out there, superhero sex comedy. If you like hot chicks, you like superhero action, this book's going to have it all for you. So back this book before it is gone, and it will be gone by Saturday. So back it before Friday night. And thank you for checking it out.
Sweet baby Christmas. Yes, and I have a live campaign as well. I got a couple more days than 2. We just wrapped up our first 30. So we're heading into the second 30. And this is Black and White Sins of the Father. And it is volume 3 of a 2-part series. One more.
Sweet.
Yeah, 30 years, you guys. Celebrating 30 years. Came out in 1995, the original. Black and White Volume 3, Sin of the Father. They're back for another epic adventure of family and betrayal. We're past 18 now. Thank you guys so very, very much.
Awesome.
Heading towards 19K. We got 30 days left, 236 backers. There's always room for more. We can print as many of these bad boys as we need. So you guys keep backing, and we'll keep storytelling for you. So this is the main cover here. We got, instead of a much-needed vacation, we'll see Volume 2. Black and White are up to their necks in strange happenings. There is only an empty coffin where the body of Reed's father should be. Sickness overtakes Gray, and a beautiful but deadly voodoo priestess is making zombies right, left, and center. This new adventure from the evil genius that is me will send our heroes into the worlds of voodoo, nightmares, and murderous immortals that have hated the Blackets for centuries. Lord Fake will stop at nothing to wipe out the Blackett lineage from the face of the earth. So we got Volume 3 here. This is written by myself, Aaron Sparrow, Pamela T. Bear, breakdowns by Alan Patrick, with finishes by me, and beautiful colors by Brian A. Mag. This is 64 pages, you guys. This is a labor of love. No AI was used. This is all just blood, sweat, tears, all practical. And then we the last Volume 2, we had a second book with the campaign, and this one we're going to do the same because of the success. So this will be Volume 2 of High Octane Adventures. This is the Pedro Ang animated adventure story, and this will be the second volume that we have. And Pedro is kicking ass and hitting Grand Slam after Grand Slam. So he will be writing, penciling, inking, and coloring. So this is a one-stop shop, you guys.
No way I need it.
Yeah. We got some of the interior pages here. Pedro's working on this thing every day, and it's looking absolutely fantastic. So thank you, Pedro. We got 4 jaw-dropping covers. We got A, which is the main cover. We got B, which is the Juju Lord Fakin cover. And then we got C, which is the Carlo Barberi cover. And then we have the D cover, which I was going to announce the midway point of the campaign, but I'm thinking I might wait till after Christmas. I may keep you guys in a lurch for a little bit longer on that, although I have seen the cover and it looks gorgeous. So we have, here's the B cover, which is doing the best actually out of all of them. And then we have the Carlo Barberi cover. And then, of course, you guys can buy the original pages and covers. And then we have the Juju 11x17 full bleed poster, which you can only get with the jam. So,
is that artwork also for sale? The poster art?
It's already been sold. Yeah.
Oh.
It's already been sold. So, yeah. And then there's I just finished this, and after the show, I'm going to send this out to the colorist. So, no AI used for this.
Oh wow! Way to skip on the detail art.
Yeah, I'm just phoning it in these days.
Phoning it in.
You're lazy, Jesus.
That's a lot of snakes.
See, this is the work. This is the work you can do when you use AI as an assistant. So take that, Art of Roy. No. This is all the old school. This is Bristol board. This is pins. Pencil. All the
traditional.
The traditional. Yeah.
Are you using a lot of Sharpies for the blacks?
Can you kind of tell? Can you see the streaks?
How dare you? How dare you ask that?
How dare you?
He would never. He would never.
I actually am.
Oh, you can go over it with a brush.
I could go over with a brush, but yeah. So
you sell the pages.
So you can see that Indiana Jones is up to his armpits in snakes and zombies. So he's kind of in a swampy kind of environment. So these are like
I like the homage.
I like the
cool.
gradations.
Yeah, I'm glad. Yeah. So this is kind of like these are swamp zombies. I haven't seen. Well, I guess. Well, Swamp Thing isn't a swamp zombie.
No,
But yeah. So here we go.
that's gorgeous, man.
A lot of use of shadows. I'm trying to be a little.
Use the blacks on those trees to really give that swamp some depth. It's
Yeah, you're really using the blacks, Art.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't use the blacks, you're going to have to use AI. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. So you guys, this
Better
is
go traditional.
Yeah, this is traditional. So this is the level of work that you're going to get with Volume 3, Sins of the Father, black and white. So back it today. Also, if there's anybody that has backed the Oodles of Doodles, all those books are out with the exception of the drawing tiers. So I'm working on the commissions right now. So this is white, and this was drawn on the flyleaf of the book.
Nice.
So these are still offered, you guys. So if you want me to draw black or white in your book or both, I can do that for you, and this is what they'll look like. So and also these are signed in numbers, so you can see the signature, and you can see this is 106 of 300 books. So only 300 were printed, and if you guys will indulge me, I got 2 campaigns, and it's weird because I always feel like I gotta shun one for the other. It's a good thing I didn't have 2 kids, because one of my kids would have an inferiority complex because I just shine them on. Okay, so here's Oodles of Doodles. This is the book I'm talking about. This is the art book. The video will tell you everything you need to know.
Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too is a 60-page, 9x12 hardbound book that will be printed on thick glossy stock paper and is a compilation of artwork from award-winning artist Art T-Bear.
That's me.
This book is filled with images that from Art's Marvel, DC, Image, and Comicsgate work. That includes convention doodles, commissions, creator-owned IPs, and pop culture subjects that Art has brought to life with his masterful draftsmanship. Art T-Bear's signature style is both lyrical and meticulously realized. The mastery of craft, seen in his work, owes itself to his 40 years in the comic industry, as well as viewing life through his own love of the art form itself. Fans of art prints have the opportunity to back one or both of the mini print tiers. Both are stunning collections of work that you can back individually or together as a bundle. Art T-Bear's Oodles of Doodles and Other Stuff Too. Back it now on Indiegogo.
Yeah, you guys, back it today. We are 15,921. We are maybe 2 backers, 3 backers away from 16K. So let's get some backers in here. The book is done, and is the campaign is fulfilled. It's fulfilled. It's the main campaign. All I have left are the drawing tiers. So here is the book itself with the Kevin Nolan quote on the back. So this book is done. It looks gorgeous. And if you back it tonight, I guarantee you, Pamela will send those things out tomorrow. So you will get those ASAP. And also, if you guys, let me see if these are the prints, and you can kind of see the gold trim, pick up the light.
Those are nice.
These came out so freaking good. I spent a bunch of money on them.
Those look nice, and the gold looks nice too.
No, that turned out great, Art.
And there's enough room on the sides that you could mat them and you can frame them as well. So I do think a lot of comic book artwork isn't necessarily wall worthy, but I do believe this stuff is wall worthy. So you guys back Oodles of Doodles tonight. Let's get that thing flipped over to, what did I say, 16K, and then back black and white. But if you like sexy, get the blue bombshell. You guys, if you want fun, sexy action adventure, Clint will give it to you. So I want everybody to have their parting shot. We're gonna close this sucker down. I think we gotta hit
an update. I just got a backer.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
All right, let's do this. All right, hit that. 134.
135, 15,389.
Yeah,
Thank you to the
woohoo.
chat.
That's awesome.
Thanks for guys in the chat watching and backing the book. That is awesome.
Yeah, we always like to see movement. Thank you, Randy Howell. Thanks to all my renters for putting stuff in the chat. It does help. Also, if you guys have already backed these campaigns, share it out on your social media. It does help with the guerrilla marketing. And also, like Bob always says, like and subscribe and share this sucker out. So please do so. Don't disappoint Comic Book Bob. And Bob, do you have a parting shot? A pearl of wisdom, if you will?
Pearl. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
I mean, AI sucks, but it's inevitable, and I'm like Ringo. I'm just happy to be here.
Yeah.
I got a hole in me pocket.
I got a hole in me pocket.
I got a hole in me pocket. I got blisters
on my fingers.
I actually do have a blister on my finger.
Wow.
When's the last time you did any drumming, man?
Wow.
That's how I got this blister on my finger.
Nice.
I got little baby hands now. They're very soft.
Okay, here's my parting shot. Frank Cho draws a great ass.
Yes, he does.
Okay.
Yes, he does. All right, Rob Hunter, what do you got?
Shoot, move, communicate.
Shoot, move, communicate. Okay.
Okay.
All right, Todd, what do you got? I'm just kidding. Are you going to explain what that means, Rob?
Don't.
What do you mean? Doesn't everybody know?
I thought it was his
Duck,
advice
dive,
to
and dodge. What?
You got to shoot,
was that
you
that
gotta
your
move.
advice to Luigi?
and you got to talk to your guys. Your tactical team. Keep alive.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, Todd?
All this AI talk, I just want to say buy art from artists,
Yeah.
support CG books, indie comics, indie projects. That's the best thing you can do.
Yeah,
Word.
it more the merrier. You know, we'll see where everything goes. What is your party shot?
The blue bombshell is going to make you happy. The like entertainment right now is at an all-time low.
Yes,
they've gotten so politically correct. I see a little hope on the future with Trump, and like there's some giant corporations that are like seeing that the money isn't being made with this DEI woke bullshit. Blue Bombshell couldn't be any farther from DEI woke bullshit. If you want something fun, if you want stuff that you were reading like 10, 20 years ago that you enjoyed, that is the Blue Bombshell. It does not take itself seriously. It pushes the boundaries. You're going to see your tits. I guarantee. So go out and back and buy the Blue Bombshell. It is ending on Friday. I can't make it any simpler than that.
You got another one. Clint Legkick said he just backed.
135. Is that where you're at? Or
I got another backer already.
Awesome.
Are you 136?
No, the last update was 135, so we could pull it up again, and I can do the big reveal. This is how you do it, Rob.
Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
Yay!
15,459.
There you go.
Thank you, chat. Thank you, guys.
I'm
This
never
is
gonna
Leg
get that
Kick.
now.
That's one of my regulars on the wrestling podcast.
Digi Tits, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of these backers for these books. This is how I make it happen. So thank you for backing the project. I appreciate it.
I want to thank Terry for picking up the early bird 3 books, the trilogy. So thank you for backing that, and thanks for the Oodles backing as well. So you guys are the best. We're gonna wrap this bad boy up. And Pontificators is a weekly show.
Wait,
And,
you're not going to give Pedro a chance?
I'm used to it. I'm used to it.
Oh,
It's all right.
We don't got nothing for his kind
Thank,
here.
thank God for Todd.
Yeah.
Poor Pedro.
I was waiting for the show to go up. So
all right, you don't have to wait anymore. Shut up and speak.
Yeah, 3 things. Clint, liberty is yours. I mean it. 2, AI. Whoever's gonna AI is gonna AI. Don't buy any wooden nickels. And I'm gonna close out the years rocking out at the Butterfest with my band, Tuton Yakama. So it's gonna be a good ending of the night. If I have videos, I'll have it for the Pontificators in January, like how that went.
Sweet.
So, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, Pedro's also a very talented musician.
What kind of groupie action is around those bands at the end of the night there, Pedro? Anything?
Oh, buxom Latinas.
Especially
Are
New
they
Year's.
real
If
women?
you're doing a New Year's
Yeah.
closeout, holy shit, it's going to be a good night for you.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome. It's called the Butterfest because it's the birthday of a very heavy set guy. We call him Butter. Done this show for the last 15 years, and it's bigger and bigger every year. So we're playing on the Butterfest this year with three bands. One of the bands went to the Wacken Open Air in Germany. Well, Kamala is going to be playing there, so it's going to be awesome. Yeah,
Sweet.
sure.
Get
All
that
right.
ass, Pedro.
Yeah, well, break a leg. And yeah, this is a weekly show, you guys. Pontificators, 8 Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. And we will see you next week. So everyone take care, be safe, be good to each other.